Hello, welcome to Daily News from Al-Yateem TV. House of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi celebrates birth of Imam Reza, peace be upon him, in Holy Qom, Iran. On the auspicious occasion of the birth anniversary of the 8th true successor of the Holy Prophet of Islam, Imam Ali ibn Musa Reza, peace be upon him, the holy city of Qom was filled with light and joy at the house of the esteemed Grand Ayatollah Haj Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi. In this luminous gathering, a multitude of lovers of the AhlulBayt, peace be upon them, including scholars, dignitaries, cultural activists, various segments of society, and the pilgrims of the noble Lady Fatima Masumeh, peace be upon her, celebrated this blessed birth. SRW publishes a statement on the anniversary of finding Shia mass graves in Iraq. On the occasion of May 16th, the day of mass graves in Iraq, Shia Rights Watch issued the following statement. On May 16th, the people of Iraq honored the Day of Mass Graves in Iraq to commemorate the victims of the dictatorial regime that ruled Iraq with iron and fire for 4 decades. The Iraqi government announced May 16th as a special day for the mass graves, starting with the discovery of the first mass grave in the Al-Mahawil region in Babylon province in 2003. Shia Rights Watch expresses its solidarity with the people of Iraq, especially the Shia Muslims in the country, as the majority of the victims of these mass graves belong to this community. This organization also strongly condemns these heinous crimes and calls on local and international human rights institutions to make efforts to track and prosecute all those involved in these horrific atrocities. At the same time, it urges the Iraqi authorities and human rights organizations to discover the remaining mass graves that have not yet been discovered in several cities across Iraq. Over the past few years, dictators, extremists, and certain terrorists have committed massacres against unarmed Shia civilians, especially after the terrorist group of ISIS took control of some cities. The estimated number of victims has reached thousands in various northern areas of Iraq, leading to the creation of mass graves, particularly in the cities of Mosul and Salahuddin, which are yet to be discovered. Nonviolence warns of radical groups' efforts to spread ignorance in Muslim countries. Following the bombing of 2 girls' schools in Pakistan by terrorist and extremist groups, Nonviolence Incorporation condemned this terrorist act in a statement. Extremist terrorist groups continue their disgraceful acts and assault on the sanctity of Islam and the dignity of Muslims, while their ideology is not rooted in any authentic teachings or cultures endorsed by God. Nonviolence Incorporation has observed the data in its statements on human rights and learned that terrorist groups have detonated 2 girls' schools in the villages in North Waziristan, located 30 kilometers from the Afghan border. This organization strongly condemns the efforts of these dark and extremist groups and urges the Pakistani authorities to actively combat terrorism and extremist ideology. It also warns against the threat of resurgence, growth, and expansion of these groups in Pakistan. 8th Assembly of Imam Hussein TV viewers in Canada. The 8th Assembly of Viewers of Imam Hussein TV Network is set to take place in Toronto, Canada. According to the public relations announcement of the Imam Hussein Media Group, this gathering will be held on Monday, July 9th at 16 p.m. local time at the Jaffaria Center in Toronto, conducted in English and simultaneously broadcast live on Imam Hussein TV. Notable figures, speakers, and renowned Shia personalities from the Western world, including Dr. Sayyid Ammar al-Naqshbani, a famous English-speaking lecturer, Sayyid Maysam Abbas, a popular Urdu-speaking reciter, and reciters of the AhlulBayt, peace be upon them, such as Ali Fadl and Ali al-Zahiri, will be present among the attendees of the Imam Hussein TV gathering in Toronto. The public relations of Imam Hussein Media Group stated that the objective of organizing this gathering is to collect donations and gifts from the public to financially support the activities of this TV network. Interested individuals can register for attendance at this event through the website address www.imamhusseintv3.tv/gala. It is worth mentioning that previously 7 gatherings were held by Imam Hussein Media Group in countries such as Germany, Canada, Sweden, and England. Al-Yateem Institute holds educational workshop in Holy Karbala, Iraq. The Al-Yateem Foundation, one of the affiliated institutions of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, organized an educational cultural workshop for the orphans under his care with the presence of their families and guardians. This workshop included providing insights into anger management, dealing with aggressive and violent individuals, as well as games and entertainment for children. According to officials of the Al-Yateem Foundation, the purpose of conducting this workshop was to promote the psychological and cultural development of the participants and enhance their overall well-being. NCSS holds educational courses on public speaking in Holy Najaf, Iraq. The Najaf Center for Strategic Studies, NCSS, organized a training course on the art of rhetoric and oratory titled Techniques and Principles of Speech and Oratory on the pulpit of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. The training course aimed to enhance the skills of the apprentices in the field of rhetoric and oratory, focusing on effective communication and persuasion techniques to deliver impactful religious and Husseini sermons. The course was taught by Sheikh Reza Daraji, covering topics such as improving speaking skills, analyzing the audience's reality, preparing speech content, and employing effective methods to persuade the audience. The course spanned 3 consecutive days with 3 hours of training per day and concluded with a final session where participants were acknowledged and awarded certificates of participation in the course. Young Shia believers gather at AhlulBayt Islamic Center in Madagascar. Dozens of Shia youth from the city of Mahajanga in Madagascar had the opportunity to meet with Sheikh Nasir, one of the scholars from the AhlulBayt Center, an institution associated with Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi in this city. During this meeting, Sheikh Nasir discussed the significance of the birth anniversary of Imam Reza, peace be upon him, which is commemorated as the Rizwaniya by the institutions affiliated with the religious authority in Madagascar. He further elaborated on the virtues and merits of Imam Ali ibn Musa Reza, peace be upon him. Misbah al-Hussein Foundation monitors situation in border crossings of Iraq. The Misbah al-Hussein Foundation in Karbala, supervised by Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi's office, is dedicated to serving the Iraqi community based on religious, human, and national values. Recently, they met with the officials from provinces with border crossings used by pilgrims during the religious events such as the Al-Bayt. This foundation highlighted the deficiencies in services at these crossings and requested the governors to address them. An official delegation was formed to present proposals and has already met with the officials from Maysan and Basra provinces. They discussed improving border crossing services and shared information about the Foundation's projects, including the Iraqi Orphan Support Law and the 2030 Vision for Al-Bayt. The proposals and information were well received by the hosts, and the delegation also presented the flag of the Holy Dome of Imam Hussein to these governors. Members of Misbah al-Hussein Foundation visit Karbala Studies and Research Center. A delegation from Misbah al-Hussein Foundation, under the supervision of the Office of the Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi in Karbala, visited the Karbala Studies and Research Center. This delegation, consisting of Abdul Sahib al-Kishwan and Hussein al-Adili, was warmly welcomed by Abdul Amir Aziz al-Quraishi, the director of this center, and Dr. Nazir al-Jabbar al-Hindawi, the scientific deputy of this center. The Misbah al-Hussein Foundation aimed to explore avenues of cooperation between the two organizations in various cultural, religious, and social fields, particularly regarding the 2030 Vision for the Al-Bayt, with the participation of 15 million pilgrims project. At the end of this meeting, Al-Quraishi expressed his readiness to collaborate with Misbah al-Hussein Foundation. Fatima Zahra Institute donates dowries to newlyweds in Holy Karbala, Iraq. A group of young couples in the holy city of Karbala benefited from the gifts of the Hazrat Fatima Zahra Foundation, which is a humanitarian foundation affiliated with Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi in this city. As part of this initiative, several dowries and trousseaux were provided to these young couples on the occasion of the birth anniversaries of Hazrat Fatima Masuma and Imam Reza, peace be upon them. The ceremony was attended by Sayyid Mehdi Shirazi and Sheikh Talib Salehi, the director of the Religious Authorities Office in Karbala. The cultural and charitable activities of Hazrat Fatima Zahra Foundation are carried out in accordance with the recommendations of the esteemed religious authority, Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi.